Well, we're in the midst of a fairly unsettled weather pattern through the middle portion of this week, and that will continue as we press towards the latter half of the week and into the weekend. Thanks for clicking on to the Wednesday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. We've got two areas of low pressure affecting the British Isles at the moment. One is exiting, the other one is actually continuing to deepen, hot on its heels, and that is going to bring severe gale force winds across southern portions of Ireland, the Wales, England, through the overnight tonight and into tomorrow. Then that system then clears away and we're left with a legacy of heavy winds and hefty showers as well. We've got a very tight pressure gradient over the North Atlantic in the wake of these areas of low pressure. So we're going to continue to see some very stiff winds indeed, and also we're going to continue to see snow showers probably in excess of 1,500 feet or higher. We could see a fresh covering of snow across parts of the Highlands, as well as across maybe even the North Pennines and the North Welsh Mountains as well. So we continue with, like I say, this kind of unsettled theme, but as we press towards the second half of this week and into the weekend, we're going to start to see an area of high pressure that's currently being displaced down towards the Azores. That is going to start to build northwards through the latter half of this weekend coming up and in the next week here. How far north that area of high pressure gets remains to be seen, but the CFSv2 is just basically reading warm constantly, and although it has its good moments, folks, the model just simply doesn't see any sort of cold air, and there is still a lot of cold air within the mid-latitude pattern in the wake of the sudden stratospheric warming that took place during the winter season. So areas of low pressure, high pressure, going to continue to cycle that cold air, move it around through the mid-latitudes, and of course when you've got a strong zonal jet stream, you're going to see some of that cold air getting pushed across the British Isles. So like I say, not at low levels, the air mass is simply not cold enough to see anything significant down at sea level. For example, we're going to see temperatures probably close to 8, 9, 10 degrees down at low levels, but get yourself up above 1,500 feet and it's a different story altogether, especially in the showers. You transfer some of that cold air in the mid levels down towards the surface here. So I think the GFS ensemble is getting a better handle on the cold that is currently in place through the whole mid-latitude pattern. The CFSv2 is simply seeing just warm air, and of course that is going to naturally not see any sort of cool pattern as we go towards the second half of March here. So the GFS ensemble sees the cold, therefore it's going to have a better handle on basically the upcoming 10-day period. So I just don't see any kind of guidance from the CFSv2 at this moment in time. But that being said, we do see the modelling, basically the upcoming 7-day period. We've got basically low pressure over top of high pressure and a stiff westerly airflow. But the CFSv2 has it warmer than normal across the British Isles, which I don't buy, because we're seeing snow, we're seeing chilly air, we're seeing that air getting carried over colder than normal North Atlantic waters. So it's just simply not going to be warmer than normal air that we're going to see over the next 5 days, even up to 7 days across the British Isles. So right away the CFSv2 is wrong, but the GFS ensemble seems to be more with reality, if you will. But in the week 2 of the CFSv2, it indicates that area of high pressure building over the top, and it's anchored right over the UK for the 7-day period, which I do believe, by the way. But week 3, and this is where it gets interesting, towards the end of the month, beginning of April, we see that area of high pressure, the CFSv2 has that ridge backing and building westwards over towards the North Atlantic. So essentially we shut down the Atlantic and we pull our air in either from the northwest or even the north. And the modelling is seeing, as we end March, begin April, starting to see a cooler pattern developing here. So this is what I'm talking about. We're not going, head first into springtime. It's going to be a bumpy ride, folks. And I think we're going to have a hard time getting any true warmth into the British Isles as we go, towards the month of April here. So it's going to get interesting as we go forward here. So modelling, not a great tool at the moment, especially the CFSv2. If it doesn't see any colder at all over the next week or so, forget any other kind of solution. But it's as we go towards week 2, week 3, it seems to have a better visual on the longer term as opposed to the near term, if that makes sense. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting end of the month and beginning of April. I do think we're going to see a cooler pattern. The reason why I think there's going to be a cooler pattern is there was a level of warming back up within the stratosphere, not the upper stratosphere, but the lower stratosphere at this point in time. And that could suggest more blocking once again. The Arctic oscillation surging into strong positive, hence why we've got the westerly flow. But the modelling also indicates that it's going back towards neutral, possibly even slight negative, and of course that can make for quite a chilly open to April here. So keep it right here on YouTube. Do check out marfoganweather.com as well. I've got a couple of articles on there for you to look at, including the March outlook and other ideas. And I'll be back in the next couple of days with more. Also, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter if you have Twitter. That's it. Hope you have a great day. Back in the next couple of days with more. Bye for now.